Welcome back to the Tahoe Tonight Show. We've got a very prominent guest up next. It's Mark Salmon. He's very prominent in the business community, also in the real estate community. Mark, we've had some unfortunate news this past week with a couple of members on City Council for our mayor and mayor pro tem. How does this affect, and why is it important to talk about this based on what happened at the last City Council meeting?
Yeah, Pete, it's wild, right? Just to be dealing with this in general, let alone to see two council members back to back in the newspaper on the same day, our current mayor and mayor pro tem, and how this is going to look moving forward. But yeah, I mean, you've got not just at the last meeting, September 9th, obviously everybody knows like I'm a pro VHR guy, and we had saw some major changes put into motion by Mayor Wallace during that meeting that they ended up with a 4-1 vote, even with Cody Bass supporting that, although I think he was hesitant. And so it's not just that, there's unfinished business, right? And we're in the middle of things that are super important to a lot of people that have spent a lot of time and energy and money on this. And we'll have the first reading of this revised ordinance coming October 21st. And what's it going to look like? Who are we going to see there? What's going to be the number of council members? You know, how are these votes going to pan out for not just that topic, but others?
So let's talk about that motion that was passed on the 19th. You said it was a 4-1 margin. It talks about eliminating the 150-foot zone for VHRs. How does that impact, the community and the real estate market in general?
Yeah, if everybody knows, Measure T was overturned because of its discriminatory nature. The new ordinance rolled out. They put an arbitrary number on this buffering. And so essentially 150 feet, if you have a VHR permitted within 150 feet of your property line, that you would not be able to get a permit. Of course, we showed all the reasons why that was a bad idea, including, the rollout was supposed to give permits back to those that lost theirs in 2021 and still own their property, saying, hey, we messed up. Obviously, this was proven discriminatory. You get your permit back. A lot of those people were buffered out, some, for really bad reasons. And so we presented that information. It was voted. They agreed and to overturn that. But that wasn't the only component. It was also allowing commercially zoned areas to be incorporated into the tourist core area plan. It was allowing condos and townhomes to be allowed the right to short-term rent as well. So these are all major things that, again, a lot of people have been fighting for a long time. And those are all at stake right now, waiting on this October 21st meeting.
So you talked about that fight. It was a legal fight that made some of the changes. What are you hearing in the community about potential legal challenges if the vote gets overturned?
It's a great question, Pete. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, yeah, we have the same attorney, and now we never were backed by big money. We financed it ourselves, but now we are. And everybody's got their finger on the trigger. Those that lost their permit, waited, all these years, 7 years of litigation. They say all excited. Yes, you were discriminated against. Yes, you're getting first right to get your permit back. Oh, now you're buffered out. And we've told them to pause, because we felt like we had traction. We had this recent motion. But if that doesn't, who knows if Mayor Wallace is going to show up? Is she going to resign? How this vote's going to play out? Will it be a draw? Will it go back to the drawing board? Those people aren't going to wait forever, and they are ready to sue and go after the city. When you have that many people, it turns into a class action lawsuit, and it's very dangerous for the city.
Mark, a lot of people say it's fair to say that most families are the ones that rent vacation home rentals. And if you're here to party, you're here to come to Lake Tahoe and have a good time, you go to the casino corridor. What is the data that you can share?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, Pete. It's a crack up. I mean, look, if you hate on something, you're gonna pitch all the negative things possible, that every single short-term vacation rental is a party house, and that's just not the case. It really is probably more like the 5% club, which is almost any topic in life. You're gonna have some bad actors. But I mean, let's think about this logically. Like, who are the people that want to stay at the casinos? They want to be around gambling and cigarette smoke and debauchery and all that. It's fun and it's a good environment for some, but it's not typical for families. Families, affluent families, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, those are the ones that really end up renting homes up here, looking for that neighborhood vibe and feeling Tahoe like we do as locals, having room for their dogs, their pets, their friends, etc. So it's a different group of people. It's something we should support as a tourist-based economy. I don't know why we don't. We can't just have this place to ourselves, but it's definitely a different type of clientele than the casinos and the hotels bring in.
Mark, the online coverage of this is pretty toxic. I give you kudos for stepping out and presenting some of the facts. People want more information. What's a good resource?
Yeah, let's have a constructive conversation. Reach out anytime. TahoeSalmon.com. You'll see my email address. Give me a call, text me 530-318-7637. Nothing to hide. I try to take a stance right in the middle. We can go back and forth and treat each other like, neighbors.
That's Mark Salmon. He's with Compass Real Estate. He's also very prominent in the real estate community as well as the business community here on the South Shore. Something to look forward to for the next city council meeting coming up on October 1st.